Hello friends, Leeching here, and today we're gonna be playing Anub'arak. It's a battlefield of eternity, so let's have a quick look at our team compositions. It's gonna be Anub'arak, Illidan, Alarak, Lily, and Vala versus Zarya, Vala, Alarak, Tessadar, and Gazlowe. So we need to be kind of careful about the enemy Gazlowe, because he can basically carry the game here if we cannot break the enemy team fast enough in the team fights, because he can just solo Immortals by himself, and yeah, they will probably be like fighting us. They will probably be fighting us like 4v5 for the most part, so we should be able to overwhelm them eventually, but we'll see how that works. They don't have too much spell damage, like they do have Alarak and Vala. I guess that's good enough. The multi-shot from Vala really hurts, and Anub'arak is basically a spell character, so Dampen Magic would definitely be a good idea here. Maybe, oh, Vala actually went for the auto attack build. Interesting. So maybe not then. I think Illidan, damn it, because you always want to have a tank in the bottom lane, so we need somebody top, and sadly it would be Illidan. I will go for Dampen Magic, so yeah, I think it's gonna be a solid choice here. Okay, I actually mistimed my shields there, wasn't able to prevent the damage from Gazlowe there, but that's okay. So, wow, I'm taking so much damage, this is ridiculous. Yeah, recently Anub'arak was actually nerfed pretty hard, because previously he was actually a very strong hero, especially if the enemy team would go for some sort of oh no, that was a mistake. Some sort of a mage. You would just go for Anub'arak, go for Dampen Magic, and you would break them. It was really hard to deal with constant flow of Scarabs, constant harass with the stuns and everything. We shouldn't be committing too much. Oh, there we go. Good job by our team. We should. I was saying that we shouldn't be committing too much for that, because Tessadar was obviously baiting us, but luckily enemy team didn't have enough coordination to capitalize on the bait here. We are also really low on mana, so I say we just go back and regen. In 10 seconds there will be the immortal phase, so you always want to kind of look at the timers there, and when it's almost 1:30, just go back and regen. It's better than drinking from the fountain, because when then actually you're fighting for the immortals and you need to take a small break, you can just go back and tap the fountain right here, so it's always a good idea to do that. But yeah, Anub'arak was actually a very strong warrior, and then he was nerfed, and what was nerfed in particular is his burrow charge, because previously it would make you invulnerable. Now it only makes you unstoppable, so you can actually be killed while burrow charging, which honestly doesn't really make much sense. Like, I would really much prefer Anub'arak to be protected and unstoppable, rather than just unstoppable, because the problem with invulnerability wasn't the fact that you wasn't able to kill Anub'arak while he is burrow charging. It was the fact that it would dispel everything, like all of the damage over time effects, all of the debuffs, all of that would just be dispelled the moment Anub'arak would hit his burrow charge. And that was the problem, not the fact that he wasn't able to be attacked. So maybe Blizzard nerfed him a little bit too much there, because now he's pretty abysmal, to be honest. Like, it's so hard to justify going for Anub'arak, because there are so many things that he just cannot do. For example, he's very vulnerable, at least until you hit 16 and maybe 20. First of all, you really need your locusts to be able to sustain yourself, and then even after that you still need some other talents to be able to survive. Like, for example, at 16 you need your Epicenter to make sure that you can keep the enemy team stunned, and at level 20 you go for Hardened Shield, and then you can just survive basically for the whole fight with the Locust Swarm and damage the enemies in the process. But until then you should be very careful when playing Anub'arak, because burrow charging into the enemy team will probably get you killed. Like, we have heroes like Meridian right now, for example. When he uses his leap, he actually gets protected status. Anub'arak doesn't get any of that. You burrow charge in and you are super vulnerable and most likely will die. Because previously you could, like, kind of go for some aggressive burrow charges. It wasn't the best of the ideas, but it would work, because by the time enemies will actually like kill you, bring you to a point where you can die, you would have your barrel charge up again, and you could kind of survive by... Oh wow, that was awful. So this is, by the way, something that you should not be doing as Anub'arak right there. Barrel charging like that, I already took almost all of my health in damage. So yeah, previously you would be invulnerable while barrel charging out, so you wouldn't die at all. Like, it would dispel every poison, it would dispel everything, so that wasn't really a threat. Now you should be very, very careful about that. And yeah, so you really need levels as Anub'arak. And it's not great. Like, it feels a little bit wrong. Like, he definitely feels super weak compared to other warriors like Muradin, like ETC, like Joanna. Like, they can actually perform the role of the warrior right now, and Anub'arak is just a bruiser. So I really think that Blizzard overdid it a little bit. He kind of needed a nerf, because he was really good at what he was doing, but to the point where he was a really good solo tank. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes picking Anub'arak as solo tank would actually make sense. But now he is actually a straight up bruiser. Like, there's no way you can solo tank as him. So there's that. They don't have any poison or like slow damage over time magical effects, so I will go for maybe I will go for... Oh my god, I missed that. That was so awful by me. I'm sorry, Illidan. We actually could have killed her if I aimed it properly. I would actually go for Leeching Scarabs here, because on this map it might be good. We would be able to proc them a lot on the Immortals, so that would definitely help. Oh my god, I almost died. Oh, the shield saving me from the Hardened Carapace, saving me from them. From the arrow there, so that was kind of lucky. Damn it, this is rough. Like, I don't know. I really feel like I'm not a tank when playing Anub'arak, but game treats you like a tank. So that's... Oh no, I should have used my combo rather than using my shields there, because that way I would have actually stunned Gasol, and then the Immortal would also stun him. So definitely a mistake on my part there. Oh wow, they are slowly just poking away at our Immortal here. Not much we can do about that. I will try to body block for him. Oh, that was awful. I tried to stun them, but they dodged the stun from the Immortal. I tried to like chain stun them. Didn't happen at all. Wow. So yeah, the ultimates for Anub'arak. Lots of people actually like Cocoon, and lots of people don't understand how you should be using Cocoon. Like, for example, the enemy team has, let's say, Greymane or Kerrigan, and then they charge into your team, and when most Anub'araks that have Cocoon, what they do is they just straight up use Cocoon on the target. And that's a horrible mistake. Because the last thing you want to be doing to the enemy bruiser is like shield them from all of the incoming damage that's coming for them after they charged. Because all of your teammates reacted to it, and they casted all of their abilities, all of their stuns and everything, and now all of that just missed into the Cocoon, and now your team doesn't have any cooldowns. Their bruiser is basically safe, like their assassin, squishy assassin, or their bruiser, they are basically safe right now because you provided them 10 seconds of just rest time, and it's not great at all. So can we break this with the Locust? I don't think we have enough damage, but Illidan should be able to help us out quite a bit here. Okay, there we go. I don't know where Tassadar actually went. Oh, he went bottom, which was a smart choice by him, but oh, they did break the... Oh, actually we won. Oh, I see. We actually won the Immortal race. Good job, Vala. She actually soloed the enemy Immortal on her own there. Yeah, soloed on her own, right? Yeah. Good job, Vala. So yeah, never use Cocoon on the assassin or on the bruiser that just charged into your team. It's not worth it. Instead of doing that, when the bruiser or assassin charges into your team, use it on their backline or on their tank, because and by backline I mean on something like their healer, because that way now the bruiser or assassin is overextended, and now your team can actually kill them rather than protecting them with your Cocoon. So that's definitely a good strategy in my opinion. And yeah, I see it time and time again. Also, the same goes for Gorge with Stitches. Like, people really like using it on targets that are about to die, and that way you just save them. So that doesn't really make too much sense to do that, like at all. So the same goes for Cocoon, obviously. Just use it on their tank, use it on their healer, and now your team can actually break their assassin, break their hard carry, so that's definitely helpful. They should be dead, both of them. Yeah, really well played by Illidan there, and engaging so hard, because very often you just see people be a little bit hesitant, fighting like 3v2s or 2v2s, but when you can do it, just do it. It's always better to be a little bit, I don't know, it's not always better to be so super aggressive, but there are times where it actually pays off. So definitely what Illidan did there, and I did enjoy that quite a bit. Oh, Anub'arak actually used that to save himself. Good job by him. So let's actually talk about our build here for a second. The reasons we went for what we went. So Dampen Magic is ridiculously strong, like the Stitches version, Anub'arak's version, very strong right now, because that consistent spell shield is basically really worth it. Illidan actually overkilled her. I believe my Locust was almost to kill Vala there, but that's okay, he secured the kill. Why not? Why not? So Dampen Magic, a very strong ability, even if there aren't really many mages, most of the heroes have some sort of spell attacks. And it definitely helps versus that. Like, for example, versus Lunara, you might think that why would you go versus Lunara when she is basically an auto-attacker? Yes, she has poison, but it prevents a ton of damage from her poison, from some of her... Oh my god, oh, we actually survived that. We need to disengage because we don't have mana, but yeah, we really need to just... Or maybe we can just end here. Since we have Illidan might actually end this. Well, if they go for the core, that is. But I think that's okay. We should just disengage, I think. We are level 16 almost, so that definitely helps. But yeah. Okay, so at level 4 we went for Underking, and this way we can have more control over our burrow charges. And now it kind of pays off a little bit more to charge into the enemy team, because we have a little bit more damage on it. By a little bit, I mean how much? 100% more? Yeah, just a little bit. But it definitely helps, and it allows you to catch people you otherwise wouldn't. So that's definitely good, and escape in situations you otherwise wouldn't. So there's that. Then at level 7 we went for Leeching Beetles, and the reason we actually went for Leeching Beetles... Oh no, can we actually survive this? Oh my god, heal me, Locusts. Oh no, Tessadar was able to escape. Oh yes, he was able to escape. We will have a charge in 3 seconds. There we go, good cleanup by Illidan. We actually can end like right here, which is... what? 15-minute game, okay, sure. We don't even have Sylvanas, right? And we still won super hard here. But that's great. So the reason we went for Leeching Scarabs is because the enemies don't have any sort of damage over time, ability damage. Not ability, but damage over time. Like, they hurt a lot. Like, Anub'arak will just break our shield in one combo. So going for chitinous plating doesn't really make sense, since you won't be able to proc it too often. It's obviously the dominant talent for Anub'arak, especially with our level 13 talent synergy, but we won't be able to... It's a very small shield, so it really benefits from small damage increments that can actually reset the cooldown, whereas with Vala, with Anub'arak, with all of their damage, our shield would be broken almost instantly, so it doesn't really make much sense going for that. Vala did a really good job killing the Immortals for us. That was really well played on her part, and a really good decision making, because that's something that Gazlo also should have been doing, but we prevented it from happening, at least I think so, because we were so aggressive and we were constantly fighting the enemy team. But there's that. He's not really a great hero right now. But then at level 10 we went for Locust Swarm. They didn't have... I guess I could have gone for Cocoon and maybe Cocooned Desidar or Zarya. It's actually maybe would have been a better choice even, but we had such a good team coordination. Like at the start we kind of fed here and there, like we died one by one, but eventually we kind of grouped up and started working as a unit. And you don't really want to go for Cocoon in those situations, because if your team can kill everybody that gets caught, there is no reason to go for Cocoon. Better to go for Locust Swarm, and instead of cocooning somebody, just jump into the enemy backline, pop Locust Swarm, force them to play defensively, to try to retreat, to try to reposition, and then eventually you will just break them. So that's great. Then at level 13 we went for Urticating Spines. It's a very strong talent, because Burning Rage only does what, like 20 damage per second, and Urticating Spines does 80, and it doubles versus heroes, so 160 damage per second. So it equates to like 6 seconds of standing near someone with the Burning Rage. So this talent is definitely a lot stronger than Burning Rage, especially Burning Rage, especially with the level 7 talent that helps you reset your Hardened Carapace cooldown, which allows you to pop this damage even more frequent. Whereas sadly we weren't really able to go for this talent this game, but when you are able to do that, when you have the like Lunara on the enemy team with her constant poison ticks, or maybe Gul'dan with his corruption and the life drain, you can actually pop it really easily, make usage of that talent really easy. And at level 16 we went for Epicenter, and this is kind of what made Anub'arak almost unkillable previously when he was invulnerable, because with the Epicenter, what will happen is every time you bird charge, you are invulnerable, right? And every time you hit 4 heroes on the enemy team, the cooldown of your bird charge straight up resets. So you were able to just chain stun everybody with your bird charges, and they weren't able to really touch you, because every time the micro stun would fade, you would already be bird charging backwards, like again into them. And with the extra impact area, it actually really helps you secure the whole team. Well, not the whole team, but the heroes that are grouped up. It really helps you secure that macro stun on them, that knock up. And it just made Anub'arak almost unkillable. And that then at level 20, you would go for Hardened Shield. And now everybody tries to kill you, because you are kind of vulnerable as Anub'arak. So they try to kill you because it worked for the whole game, right? They would just kill you super fast. And then you pop your Locust, pop your Hardened Shield, and you are now unkillable. Instead of killing you, they are actually healing you because they are standing near you, and you are healing with the Locust, and they don't have enough damage to break, to out-damage the healing and the shield. So it was definitely how you played Anub'arak. And on top of that, you would actually turn invulnerable like every second, every 4 seconds maybe. So it was a little bit ridiculous. So I definitely think that Blizzard a little bit overdid it. I really think that going for Protected and Unstoppable would really help Anub'arak and not make him overpowered. Because the problem, like as I said before, the problem isn't the fact that you weren't able to kill him while he was burrowing. Is that it would dispel everything. Like it would work like Divine Shield from Usur, which was definitely overpowered. but giving him protected would allow something like Kelta's Living Chain Bomb or the poison from Lunara, some other poison from some other talents from some heroes. It would allow that to remain and to kill Anub'arak if he doesn't get some healing. Whereas previously you would just burrow charge out and you are guaranteedly safe. So, I don't know. I think that was a little bit too much. A little bit too much. But overall, Anub'arak, I don't know. Like, I want to say that he is a really good hero, because I really enjoyed playing him, and I still do, but he feels weak. Like, you cannot even compare him to somebody like Muradin. Whereas Muradin at level 13, he is practically unkillable with this healing static and the resets on his cooldowns with the level 7 talent. Whereas Anub'arak, he needs level 16 and level 20 to become relevant as a tank. So it definitely doesn't feel strong. And I just cannot recommend playing him at all, sadly. So I guess that's gonna be it. So if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. If there are some heroes or builds you want to see me playing next, make sure to let me know in the comments. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.